Is wealth allowed for a Christian? Is wealth allowed? And there are people that quoted, lay not up treasures on earth where moth and rust do destroy, but rather lay up treasures in heaven. That was one of the definitions. And then I remember the rich young ruler that came to Jesus and said, what do I do to enter into eternal life? And Jesus, having questioned him, keep the law and all that, and he said, well, if you want to go deeper, go and sell all your possessions and then come and follow me. And so a lot of people are at one extreme that believe that if you're wealthy, you can't really follow Jesus. And I looked at that because Jesus said it is more difficult for a camel, and you know how big a camel is, to pass through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. It's Jesus' words. And then probably the biggest church in the world, in the Roman Catholic Church, priests and nuns must make a vow of poverty. And my own personal view is making a vow of poverty is almost like invoking a curse. Okay. So I went to find out, what did Jesus mean when he said it is easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle? Now picture the wall at Jerusalem. I think there were 8 gates in that wall, and those gates were usually closed at sunset and not opened again till sunrise, so that it was the protection of the city. So if a trader arrived at the wall, having done his business, after sunset, the gates were closed. But the wall had features called the eye of a needle. Okay? So when the trader arrived with his camel, and it was laden with all his wares, he would seek to pass through this little entrance called the eye of a needle. Unfortunately, it was made in such a way that only the camel could pass through. The trader could go through, the camel could go through, but if it was laden with goods, it couldn't go through. So he would have to take the goods off the camel in order to be able to get into the city. So his goods would be left outside. And that was what Jesus was alluding to. It's the goods. It's the wealth. And I began to ponder on this. Is wealth an end in itself? You know, Jesus said, lay not treasures on earth, but in heaven. And then he said, because where your treasure is, that is where your heart will be also. So Jesus was not saying it is illegitimate to have wealth on earth. What Jesus was saying is, don't let the wealth have you.